I don't think we're going to make it. Sometimes I really wonder if we're going to make it as a people. I don't think we are. I'm taking a look at Vice's article on Expedition 33, saying how Clair Obscure's Expedition 33 has phenomenal turn-based combat, but we cannot make it the new standard for turn-based RPGs. I don't think anybody was saying we want it to be the standard, but we're going to talk about it today. You know, it's from Vice. You know, the Vice that tried to smear Asmongold and Kirsche. That Vice. Yeah. I don't take Vice seriously, but this is a stupid fucking article I'm going to take a look at. I swear to fucking God, man. Clair Obscure Expedition 33 did a real number on the discourse surrounding turn-based RPGs. Overnight, gamers collectively realized they've been neglecting the actual cool kids at the table all along. Why does that sound so condescending? Like, why do they make the opening line in this article sound so fucking condescending? I do not understand that. This is undoubtedly due partly to Expedition 33's dodge and parry approach to turn-based combat, which has garnished swaths of new players who likely would have never touched the game otherwise. No, I still would have fucking played it. Fuck you. I get it. Parrying is awesome, and I'd argue it makes just about every game mechanically better. But, while I absolutely adore Clair Obscure's turn-based combat, it needs to stay in Clair Obscure and leave the rest of the genre alone. You know, Expedition 33 isn't even the first game to have a dodge or parry or any kind of reaction mechanic in its combat. The Mario and Luigi series have this. Paper Mario has this. Crisis Tale. South Park: The Stick of Truth. YouTube Red. Whatever fucking this is, I'm going to put it on screen. Like, I have no fucking clue what that says. Outwear Tomono? Outwear Tomono? I don't fucking know, man. I got nothing on whatever the fuck that is. But yeah, the point is, this is not unique to Clair Obscure. This is not unique to Expedition 33. I would like more games to do this. I'm not saying it needs to be in every game, but it could absolutely be in more games. I think Clair Obscure 33 is a near masterpiece of a game by almost every metric. It's not a near masterpiece, it is a masterpiece. I gave it a best in its class verdict in my review. Good. That's good, you did that. Yes, it is that good. Our highest score possible. Once I got a taste of my first meaty boss battle, I was floored by how engaging its combat felt. Legend of Dragoon-esque quick-time events, timing-based defensive mechanics like Super Mario RPG. It's like this game was made for me. I remember shortly after the overworld bumping into a boss I clearly wasn't on par with. I beat it anyway because, you know, gamer and all. I don't think he beat it. Clair Obscure allows you to break the rules, giving capable players the option to negate any and all damage through dodging and parrying while slowly withering away even the toughest foes in the game. That's the point. I don't know if you're praising or bitching here. Like, you talk about how it's a great system, but you complain that you're complaining about it too. I genuinely don't understand. If it's a good mechanic, why wouldn't you want this in more games? Why wouldn't you want this to be spread out a little further? I do not understand what you're complaining about. That's weird. And while I love a game that gives players the freedom to let loose and carve their own paths of unbridled destruction, there's something antithetical about Clair Obscure's approach to the turn-based RPG genre, and by that, I mean it neglects one of the main tenets of turn-based combat. Taking damage is part of the process. Then don't dodge or parry. Pump your stats into defense and vitality and don't dodge or parry. It definitely seems to me like it's more an issue that he couldn't get the timing down. Even I struggle with the timing at times in this game, and I'm still fucking loving it. And again, this is not the only game to have something like this. Mario and Luigi, South Park: The Stick of Truth, Crisis Tale, Ita Watamono Momo 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 Momo. I don't fucking know what that is. So it's just, what are you complaining about? Other than you're bad at the game. That's all I can muster on this. That maybe, just maybe, he's bad at the game. Clair Obscure's combat should be an exception to the rule. Typically, turn-based combat follows a particular formula. The enemy takes their turn, and then you respond accordingly. Sometimes you have to heal, sometimes you have to cleanse a debuff. Other times you're given a chance to cast a buff, to steal up from the enemy, to unleash a limit break, or to simply attack them back. Sometimes that attack may even miss, and that's the whole point. Why is this RPG different from my RPGs? Fuck off. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't... Why are we complaining here? What? A turn-based RPG does something different. Not necessarily unique, because like I said, other games have already done this, but they try something different. And it worked out really well. I'm fucking loving this game. And here you are, bitching that it's not a fucking cookie-cutter turn-based RPG, that it actually tries to be its own thing. That it's not a Final Fantasy clone. The ebb and flow of turn-based combat is a waltz of choice and circumstance. So is Expedition 33. Like, if your timing is off, you're taking the hit. That's the beauty of it, and how its strategy is entangled throughout. There's still strategy in this game. You just also have to be able to dodge and parry while working out your strategy, while working out your plans. This is a skill issue. This is a fucking skill issue. Clair Obscure, on the other hand, is turn-based combat as performed by Andrew W.K. There's not much to think about. Just parry hard and lead with your fists. It's an offensive play in permanent 6th gear. All gas, no brakes. There's a semblance of choice, sure, but the best choice is usually to attack. When it's the enemy's turn, attack again via parrying and take no damage in the process. You know, if you're fucking good enough to pull off a parry. And Clair Obscure is turn-based combat as performed by Andrew W.K. The Destroy Build Destroy guy. The guy who was at a Bethesda con singing some song for Rage 2. The voice of the fucking radio DJ from the Nuka World DLC. That Andrew W.K. The certified nutbag. And you're sitting here comparing Clair Obscure to him. Because it has an emphasis on combat. Because you're able to parry and dodge attacks if you're skilled enough and can read patterns. Get bent. Clair Obscure is the Bloodborne of turn-based RPG. Well, they didn't compare it to Dark Souls, I'll give them that. Clair Obscure is the Bloodborne of turn-based RPGs, rewarding push-forward aggression over thoughtful, methodical strategy, and the odds are always in your favor. I really wish I was recording my face for this, because I am just very annoyed at the very thought of this. The odds are not in your favor. There are bosses that are tough that you have to go back and fight later. There are enemies that are brutal. There are enemies that are easy. There's enemies that you're fighting them is more like a puzzle than just throwing your face into it. So what the fuck are they complaining about? You can dodge, but the enemy can't. Yep, the enemy also has more health and does a lot more damage than you. Save for a few flying critters that force you to pull out your piece and blast away. Yeah, that's called variety. And let me just reiterate, I love it. Clair Obscure's combat is fantastic. For Clair Obscure. Not for turn-based RPGs as a whole. It's not even the first to do this. Mario and Luigi do this. South Park The Stick of Truth does this. Crisis Tale does this. The fucking one I can't pronounce does this. So I don't understand why you're complaining. Is this the first RPG they've ever played? Is this the first turn-based game they've ever fucking played? Because that's what it's sounding like. I swear to fucking God, this is actually a whole new level of ridiculous. This is actually infuriating to me. Sometimes you gotta take one on the chin. Before you come at me, yes, I know. I'm aware you can technically play the game like a typical turn-based RPG with specific assortment of Pictos and abilities. Attributes, excuse me. But let's not kid ourselves. Much of Expedition 33 incentivizes aggressive play. The majority of Pictos revolve around doing more damage and gaining more AP to do more damage, and rewarding successful parrying. There's even a Pictos that heals you when you parry. Yes! The game is designed to reward its player based on the mechanics it utilizes. And that's a problem. I, honest to God, do not know what the fuck these people are complaining about. The game is good, but that's a problem. They're genuinely sitting here and fucking complaining that the game rewards its players for utilizing its mechanics. Sure, you can certainly load all of your defensive-oriented Pictos if you want in Expedition 33. You can pump up your defense and vitality stats up to your heart's content. You can even equip Lune with healing and revival skills, which you should. But why would you? Because you need a healer. When you can simply negate all damage with a well-timed button press. A button press, mind you, that requires no Lumina, no stat points, and none of your 6 precious skill slots. Besides, have you seen the absolute onslaught of attacks some of the late game optional bosses can do? I struggle to imagine even the tankiest build surviving those hits. So get good and dodge and parry. Get the timing down. It's built into the game's fucking mechanics. What are you complaining about? What are we complaining about here? I genuinely don't fucking know what we're complaining about here, but it's pissing me off. There's beauties in getting your ass beaten. Speak for yourself. In fact, I'd argue it's a requirement in turn-based RPGs because it necessitates adaptation. You know what I say is an adaptation? Learning the fucking mechanics. You're sitting here saying that getting your fucking shit kicked in makes you adapt. You know what I'd say makes players adapt? Learning the fucking attack patterns. Learning to dodge and to parry. Memorizing the mechanics. Learning how to read a feint and learning how to read a real attack. Perhaps you need a different accessory. Maybe you should block on turn 3. It's why white mages have purpose, why clerics' runic attacks still exist, and why Sephiroth's Supernova has such gravitas, even if it's most ridiculous attack of all time. If Clair Obscur is your first experience with turn-based combat, and now you're thirsty for more, great, I'm happy for you. Welcome, you've learned to throw a punch, now you've got to learn to take one. It sounds to me like this guy just couldn't get the mechanics down, couldn't get the timing for dodge or parry, and he just wanted to bitch and moan. Or maybe he's just nostalgia blind for old school Final Fantasy like 6 and 7. And if you are, I'm not going to say you're wrong for liking these games. I enjoyed Final Fantasy 7. I like the game. It's a bit archaic. If you're going to make sure you play it on console or play it on, if you're going to play it on PC, make sure you get the quality of life mods that actually, you know, fixes the issues it has with controller support. But, you know, it's overall a good game. But what the fuck? How dare a turn-based RPG try and do something different? You say you like it, but you spent this whole article bitching about it. And as I keep mentioning, it's not even the first one to do it. I swear to fucking God, man, Vice is run by fucking morons. I swear to God, this was just written by a monkey at a typewriter slamming away on the keys. Only instead of Shakespeare, we got whatever the fuck I just read. Yeah, that's the end of the article. Who wrote this article? Who wrote this shit? By Matt Vatanka? Vataka? I don't fucking know how to pronounce this. Vatankhah? Vatanka? I lost fucking brain cells reading this.